I'm Lonna Kelly, and this is Hudson Valley Art Speak, and this is really part two of our discussion of artist open studio tours. In the first half, we talked about a bit about getting the management end of an open studio tour off the ground. And right now we're going to talk more about the artist end of it, what an artist needs to do to have a successful tour, and offer up some hints and suggestions. And Joan Daidone is going to help me with that today. Joan and I have been working together on the Art East Open Studio Tour for several years. It's now in its 7th year. So thanks for coming here today, Joan.
Well, thank you so much, Lonna.
Yeah.
And I love working with you too.
We have a good partnership working together. But let's just jump right in because the time just
flies by.
Spins by us. And let's talk just a little bit about what is an artist's responsibility to an open studio tour.
That's very important because the artists really need to be involved. And part of that is really knowing how to set up the studio, making it welcoming, showing their very best work, as well as things that they want to sell. But it's really most important to show their very best work, whether or not they think they could sell it or not. I think another thing is really promoting themselves, networking in their community, building a mailing list, and sharing it with the tour organizers, because it's very important, because we do newsletters and reaching out, going to farmers markets and anything going on in the area. Another thing is really being involved in helping to bring in sponsors. I mean, the tours are expensive. There's advertising costs and marketing costs. So going out to local businesses and asking them to support by buying an ad in the brochure or being listed on the website. So, getting sponsors is very important. Another thing is, doing their own mailings, doing their own email blasts. Participating in the Facebook page, making postings on a regular basis, letting people know, what gallery openings they have going on, or anything, other activities they're involved with. Doing their own PR and talking to local, newspapers or, magazines about being involved. So they need to be as active in the promotion as the tour organizers themselves, because it really all works together.
Right, and so before an artist even opens their studio door, they have to be working on this for a couple of months beforehand
at least.
To be able to get this successfully done.
They need to be marketing themselves all the time, whether they're involved in the tour or not.
Yeah.
I find that in the first time I did the tour, I'd go to artist studios and there'd be no takeaways.
Right,
they wouldn't have an artist statement. An artist statement is really important to talk about their vision, to talk about their process, and to have a CV. It's important to have a little postcard or whatever, because a lot of times people, they're going to see the work, but they're not going to buy at that time. But taking something home so that they remember the artist, they remember a key image, and it just makes them look, more professional. And it's being very welcoming also, having some snacks, having some drinks, and, cheese, crackers, whatever, so that people want to hang out a while,
right.
And talk.
Right. Yeah. When I go to an artist studio, I would like them to greet me when I come in the door. I want them to say hi.
You want to feel welcome, because it's a little intimidating for visitors to walk into a studio or to walk into somebody's home, because a lot of artists work within their home. So walking into a stranger's home, so you want them to smile and welcome you in and offer something, and then you sort of have to read them, because some people want to go through the process and be told about the artist's work and for the artist sort of to walk them through, and other people sort of just want to be left alone. They want to be walk, they want to do their own tour.
Right.
Because they're a little, so you really have to read them and let them experience the tour according to the way they want to experience.
Right.
I also, one thing that happened when I went to one tour was, I guess the artist was nervous and she was drinking, whatever. And, it was, she didn't come across the way she should have in a professional manner.
Right.
And that's important. Another thing I found, because a lot of the artists participate in numerous, every year, you have to show new work. Because if I go back, and a lot of the visitors, will go back every year once they, find out, how great it is and how much they enjoy it.
Right.
So you have to show new work.
Yeah. Yeah.
People don't want to go back and see the same work.
Right. I've found that with Art East, since I've been doing it for the 7 years, having people come to my my house, actually, since I don't have a studio, but I do get the same people back year after year. So I feel it's critical to have new work and to be able to engage people on that new work. The work on the walls is works that I hung for the first time last October in the Artist
Yes, I
Open
remember
Studio
it, and I
Tour.
love it. It's
Yeah,
great.
and I kind of figured that's my place to introduce new work. It's my place to gauge reactions and to see what people have to say about it, and to figure out what they think, which is always different from what my story
Sure, of
behind the
course.
pictures are. But I try to share that with people.
That just reminds me, have a guest book, have people put down their names and email addresses, and hopefully make comments about the work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know we have done that with Art East, where we asked the artist at the end of the tour to give us those email addresses, and we use them respectfully.
Yes, of course.
We don't just spam everybody.
No,
We wait till a couple of months before the Open Studio Tour and start sending out an e-newsletter to people to remind them and to feature the artist's work that
we let
have
them
done
know
the
we
tour.
don't share those lists at all.
Right.
So, of course, that's very important. And something that we've done to encourage people to go to 4 or more studios is we had them, put their name and phone number in a, little bowl or something, and offered gifts for people who visited, 4 or 5 or more. And, whether it's note cards or, posters or whatever, and that encourages people to go to maybe one more studio.
Yeah.
And also for the artists to also be telling people when they leave about the next artist, who's nearby, and helping them in terms either with directions or guiding them. So that's also helped a lot.
Yeah, it has. I mean, you can, sometimes people ask you, they say, who should I go see? And you can kind of suss it out, well, do you like photography? Do you want to see some paintings, and give them a recommendation of somebody who's close by, or it kind of leads to some, a third studio, so that you can kind of set them in the right direction. What about giveaways? I know you mentioned that we've encouraged people to go to 4 or more studios and they get a chance to win a piece of work or a print or something. But some artists also, I went to Amy Brenner's studio last year. Amy's a potter.
That's right. She gave away these tiny little pots, which were, what people loved them.
Yes.
And they were inexpensive for her to do. Other artists will do note cards, which are also very, very popular.
Yeah.
Or, sort of tiny giclées. So, different little gifts
postcards.
Postcards. Some, give away, kind of mini posters.
Yeah.
Whatever might be, something that is going to make the person remember them.
Yes.
And also just feel good about the tour.
Yes.
Yeah.
I gave away money last year. I believe it or not, I was working on a project called, based on the Where's George website. And what I had been doing is photographing single $1 bills and logging them into Where's George, and then kind of setting them free to the universe, and other people would find the dollar and log it back in. So I gave away $1 bills at my last open studio, if the people would let me take their picture.
Oh, that's a great
So I took
idea.
everybody's picture with their dollars, and it was so much fun. It was so much fun. Everybody took the picture, took the dollar and put it on their shirt or their head or something like that. And So I'm hoping that everybody that I gave $1 to, that I bought their loyalty and they'll
Right.
come back.
It's also good to have someone else there. Number one, to make you feel more comfortable, because there
Yeah.
are strangers coming into your home, though we've never had any, but
Right,
but it makes
right.
you feel more comfortable.
That's true.
And also it gives you a break, or having someone other than the artist, say what they like about the work,
Right,
which
right.
is also a positive thing. We've also had people, if you have a friend with a video camera,
Yes.
just sort of to videotape the experience and what it was like.
Yeah.
And we've also had live art activities where the
Yes,
artist is
yes,
sketching,
yes.
or there's a work in progress out, and there's a lot of time and they're working on a piece.
Yeah.
So that is also a really good thing to engage people.
Yeah, well, it's hard to remember, but I think that it's important that if the artist can, to take a couple of pictures, because then it can be used next year for public relations, to
Exactly.
send out with press releases, to put on their website or their Facebook page. Basically, what we've talked about then is getting the artist really deeply involved.
Deeply involved.
With the whole process of promotion, getting them talking to the friends, reminding them to do new work, to have new work to show, to engage people when they come in in a positive manner,
Positive way.
not to high pressure them into buying artwork, but make it a fun experience.
And make
Yeah.
them feel comfortable,
Yeah.
and really open their eyes, and building awareness
Right.
that art is more than just a formal gallery experience.
Right, and art is everywhere. I mean,
Yeah,
you can find it everywhere. You can make it yourself. But try the Art East Open Studio Tour and the other studios in the region. Thanks for being here, Joan.
Thank you.
I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
And thanks to the crew. And thanks for watching. And see you soon.